program which will be teaching of languages. Now the whole world of Ahmadiyyat is spread out to 5 continents, and it's impossible for me to remain in touch with them in a language which they can well understand. Urdu speaking are of course a few 100,000, but maybe a million or 2 million. But what about the rest of the world? For that I have, again with the grace of Allah, with His help, invented a new system of teaching languages without the help of any other language. So already I have started on teaching Urdu, and it's although it's not translated, but the visual method of instruction is so clearly understandable that its other versions are also prepared now. English, Arabic, German, French, and some other important languages of the world, so that in Europe very soon they will have 8-channel language programs available. And when your television begins, we'll also send copies to them so that here you can do the same thing. I'm not sure whether you will have the availability of as many channels as in Europe we have managed, but I think 2 is a minimum. So you will have the option of learning Urdu and Arabic, but not as an option that you have to sacrifice one for the other. An option in the sense that you can record one program in the second language you want to learn, and listen to the program in the first language, and in that way you can learn 2 languages if there are only 2 channels available. Now the system is exactly as you teach your children. When you teach your children any language, they don't know even a shadow of the concept of that language at all. They come out absolutely clean-sheeted. And yet you begin to teach them. The mothers do. Despite the fact that they are not educated, they have not taken any lessons or from any government or any certificate from any university. Yet each mother can teach her language to her child. This is nature. This is a system which God has devised. So for months upon months, the mother goes on saying things which she knows the child has not registered, and yet she is not tired. She goes on repeating with sign languages and this and that, and apparently for 8, 9, 10 months or even a year, the child seems not to have learnt anything, except for mumbling, a few mumblings here and there. But the mother is wrong. The child does learn. This is how God has created the brain. Layer upon layer of knowledge is being laid until it becomes thick enough and strong enough to begin to articulate itself, and then the language follows. Then the child's mumblings are no longer mumblings. Then he clearly says, Abba, Ummi, Ao, Khao, give me food, this and that. And then from then on the pace is very rapid. So with the grown-ups who already know languages, or one language at least, the process is much faster. So I have planned to first of all teach Urdu to the whole world of Ahmadiyyat. So in Africa, in America, in name a country, and there these lessons will be learned directly from me without my knowing their languages. But they will learn Urdu within a matter of 6 months to a degree, to a standard that from then on it will be a fast going on. Then we'll make a pause and teach them how to read and write. You see, look at the task of translating all the books of Hazrat Masih Maud Islam from Urdu to hundreds of languages. Who is qualified for that job? And Ahmadiyya is spreading so fast, it's impossible to find qualified translators in so many languages. You see, already we know Ahmadis belong to 140 countries where the first important languages can only be counted, say, within 30, 40. But there are minor languages. So many who don't know the major language, which is a sort of lingua franca in that country. So instead of going through all the trouble and patience to translate the books and the sermons and other things into different languages, why not teach them Urdu so that they can directly benefit? And then scholars will be created from among them. Then their future generations would be knowing Urdu like their mother tongue. And they would do all the literary work for Ahmadiyya required in their respective areas. So this is the system which has already been tested and proved effective. First of all the world knows it is effective. It's God's system. It's only for you to employ it properly and effectively. And with the grace of Allah, for the last 11 lessons which I recorded, we have seen very encouraging results. People of old age, comparatively older age, who thought they could not learn any other language. I'm talking of one Arab gentleman, a very scholarly person. He knows Arabic and English, but didn't know Urdu. So he thought perhaps it would be too difficult and perhaps rather late in life for him to start learning Urdu. I said, come on, sit and listen, but there is one condition I must lay upon this. The condition is, for God's sake, do not try to remember anything. When you try to remember, you will be under tension and you will not remember anything. Be a child, be relaxed, submit. This is Islam, to submit, to hand yourself over to somebody and just relax. So you do not remember, make it a promise. Just listen and enjoy it. And during that relaxed mood, within 11 years, he's understood many sentences, he started asking questions, even he started laughing at jokes which I said only in Urdu. So that is why I said, we have tested this system. With the grace of Allah, the result is actually fabulous. So inshallah, you will sit with me daily, your children, English-speaking children, will begin to learn Urdu and it will be fun as well. And also, Arabic will be available simultaneously and other languages. So it will be very interesting, some hours spent daily with us. Then already I have started the teaching of homeopathy. Now I know some very staunch anti-homeopathic doctors who couldn't hear a word of homeopathy. They thought it's all hocus pocus. Now they are sitting very, like obedient pupils, totally submissive, and now they admit they were wrong. Now, why I am doing it? Because Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-ilmu ilmane, ilmul adyane wa ilmul abdane. The knowledge is only of two types. The rest is just myths and things. One, the knowledge of sciences, bodies, physical knowledges, which is science. And the rest is knowledge of religion and faith. One is important for this world, the other is important for the other world. So, as I am trying to improve the quality of your spiritual life, so I thought, why not also try to improve the quality of your physical life? So why not spend a few hours with Ahmadiyya Jamaat? There will be songs, lovely, wonderful songs without music.